So I've hit another challenge within this 24-hour song challenge that I'm doing before I even got started with this. I'm not sure if you can tell by the sound of my voice, but I'm sick this week. So 24-hour song challenge this week. Not sure is going to get done. Today is Wednesday. I've got some things going on Thursday, Friday. Maybe if I'm feeling better by Saturday and Sunday, I can do it. But right now, the way I'm feeling, I was going to try to push through it because, like I said, what's the challenge without obstacles being in the way? I talked to Josh. Josh was even trying to tell me, like
play around with your voice a little bit, do something different with your voice.
So I joked with him. I'm like, what you want me to put a robotic voice on there or something, or some type of deep voice? Of course, I know he didn't mean a robotic voice or a deep voice. I knew what he meant. But it was just, trying to make light of the situation because I already knew how I was feeling, that I was already about to be done for the week, not just ending the challenge completely, but just ain't gonna be one this week. I already knew I was feeling like that. I already knew I was feeling frustrated. I already knew if I even attempted to try to come up with a song while I'm feeling this way, while I'm sounding this way, I was gonna be frustrated and it just wasn't gonna go as planned, which, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Sometimes that's what happens and you need to show those parts too, but something was just, I don't know, I just don't want to make a song while I'm sick and then be listening back to a song knowing I was sick when I recorded it and I'm listening to myself in a sick state. I don't know. That might be me doing too much, feeling too much about it, being too smart for my own good. It could be those things, but that's just how I feel and I'm not gonna ignore that feeling. I also thought about just writing lyrics, so do a 24-hour lyric writing challenge where I don't necessarily have to record the song or find the beat or anything. Just make sure I write some lyrics out and finish some lyrics within 24 hours. So yes, I thought about that too. I feel like for me to continue this challenge and gain, I guess, the best benefits from it for myself and what I want the end goal to be, I need to set some rules and regulations, set a foundation for it and stuff. I've just been going with the flow with this challenge. I make up my own rules as I go along. And this is nothing new. This challenge, 24-hour challenge, you can search it up on YouTube. Other people have done it before, but they've done it in their own way. If it was a trend in the music community on YouTube, then they was doing it their way within that trend. And I want to do things my own way within what I feel would be best for me to complete this challenge and to, like I said, gain the best benefits from it. And when I reach the end goal, just what I want to have gained from all that. So I need to figure out, because I don't want to just say, oh, I'm just going to do this for a month and, I'll just check out the 4 songs or whatever that I put out if I was able to do them every week for the month and then go from there. What am I going to do after that? No. So I want to set a certain amount of time that I want to do this challenge for. And already in my mind, I automatically was thinking I want to do this up until March. My birthday's in March. It's the astrological new year in March. Not my birthday. My birthday is before that, but still March. So I'm just going to give myself, I'm thinking right now till March 31st. Yeah, I think it's going to be March 31st. And I was going to get pen, paper, and write all this down, but handy dandy notebook, quicker, faster, easier right now. So 24-hour song challenge, I'm going to say, and I already have 2 songs out there from what I started, but I'm going to say now, those are going to count too, but I'm going to say now this is the real deal. This is going to be from moving forward. These next challenges are going to be the ones where, okay, the rules and all that, they're going to be in place. So if things don't go out that way, then yes, it's a fail. But you still can put it out there, and that's okay. But we got to get that together. So we are about to be in December. So I'm just going to say December 1st through... about to start hearing my son in the back. I might have to stop again. December 1st through March 31st. And if you're going to be doing this if I'm going to be doing this every week, that's going to be about 4, 8, 12, 16. That's going to be about 16 songs if I do from December 1st to March 31st. I'm going to say the end goal is going to be to have 20 songs or more. So 20 songs or more from December 1st to March 31st. And again, I'm going to be doing this weekly. So obviously, if I'm doing this weekly, it's going to that number is going to be a little bit thrown off. So I can do 2 songs in a week, or I can do 2 songs in a day. Is it like towards the end of it, I can give myself another challenge, like, all right, you've been doing this for this amount of time, now let's push it a little further towards the end of it and see if you can do 2 songs this week, something like it. I don't know, but like I said, I'm not going to add too much into it right now. I'm just going to say December 1st to March 31st, 20 songs or more. If I only get 16 songs, well, let's say 18 songs because of the 2 that I already did. If I get 18 songs, I'm okay with that, okay? It's 2 songs off from the 20. I'm not going to say that's a fail because this 20 songs, that's literally me putting in extra. So if I'm able to do extra, then perfect, great, wonderful. But if not, and I'm only able to do the 18, that's okay. So anything below the 18, though, I'm going to say is a fail. And not a full fail, like, because if I get 17 songs, like, is that really a fail if you was only off from 1? Like, you wanted to make 18, but you made 17. Yeah, it might be, okay, you didn't do exactly what you wanted to do, but you was, like, right there. So it's not going to be something that I beat myself up about if I only get 17 out of 18. Now, if I only get 7 songs out of 18 or 20-ish, then, yeah, I'm going to say it's a fail, and I'm going to probably be like, yeah, you back to the drawing board. I already had my son some snacks prepared because I already knew he was going to start making some noise in a little bit. So I'm about to go give him his little teeth and snacks and come back and get these rules regulated. All right. So another thing that I wanted to have set in place is as far as collaborations and things like that. So the first song that I did for a challenge, I hit up Josh Kanoa and I had him on there. So it wasn't just a full song by me in 24 hours. I had some help. So I'm going to say, if I'm going to be doing this like weekly, so I'm going to chuck it up to like, I can do 2 collabs per month. And then the other 2 need to just be strictly from me. And of course I don't have to do the 2 collabs. I'm not saying I need to do 2 collabs each month and then 2 by myself. I'm just saying if I need a call in, like, what's those game shows? I'm not sure. Was one of them like How to Be a Millionaire or something? Do you want to be a millionaire? I don't know. But you know how you could call up like lifelines and stuff. So I want to have something like that within my challenge. So you can call up a collab twice a month. Twice a month. But 2 songs need to be fully by myself. Each month. Okay. I'm going to say the third thing is going to be, because also with the first song challenge, I used an old poem and turned that into a song. So it wasn't necessarily that I came up with new lyrics in 24 hours. I already kind of had stuff written from a poem and I just kind of recorded it as a song. So I think I need to set some type of rule with that. Maybe I can do the same thing with like twice a month, or I can change it to once a month. So I can either use, the lyrics can be used from a poem that's already written twice a month or once a month. And I'm just going to stick with what I already started with. So I'm going to say it can be a poem turned into a song twice. So it can be a poem turned into a song twice a week. need 2 songs lyrics from scratch. And when I say need 2 songs lyrics from scratch, and the one above that where I said 2 songs need to be fully by myself each month, of course that's at least. And I do have a video again where I talk about stop asking for at least, and that's from others and yourself as well. So I'm trying not to say that as much, but in this context it's okay. I just got to make sure I don't literally put that on myself to where I only do at least 2 songs from scratch by myself, and then okay, I'm gonna hit up the collabs 2 other times to make it easier on myself. I only need to do that if I absolutely need to. I absolutely feel like I cannot finish this song this week by myself, so I need to hit up somebody to jump in and help me on it with. For I can't really think of no other type of rules or anything right now that I would definitely need to have set in place. Okay, so on the game show that I was talking about, for some reason I can't think of exactly what game show it is. It's probably multiple that do things like this, but the one specifically that I'm thinking about, I can't think of the name. That game show, there's also something, a type of lifeline where I think you can call somebody for help with an answer. Like if you don't know the answer out of the multiple choice questions or whatever, A, B, C, or D, you don't know which one to pick, you can call somebody and ask them which one they think it is, and then you can use the answer that they gave you. And then it's like, or you can remove 2 answers that are definitely wrong to give you a better chance of choosing the right answer. So I want to do something like that with my challenge. Like I said, I kind of already use that with the call up a collab, to where I can call Kanoa or somebody to jump on a track to help me out with. But I also want to do it to where I can use a lifeline as far as, okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this song in 24 hours. Can I extend it to 48 hours? And if I'm going to do that, I need to set a certain amount of times that I can do that. 3 is a number that I love to live by. 3 times the charm. I use 3s for a lot of things. So I'm thinking I'm going to say I can do that 3 times. To where I can extend the 24-hour challenge to 48 hours. So I think that's going to be number 4. So right now I can't really think of anything else to add to that list as far as creating some rules, some regulations, and things like that for this challenge. I'm trying to make sure I have everything down before I set everything in stone. Like, okay, this is the paperwork for this is the rules and everything for the challenge. Sit it down. Now let's go. It's starting now. As far as like the type of songs that I make, R&B, hip hop, if I'm rapping, if I'm doing some spoken word on there, I'm not going to make any rules with that, because I don't want to like limit myself to, I can only do some R&B songs or anything like that, because it's definitely going to be a mix up regardless. So especially if I would have tried to make a song today while I'm sick, like I said, trying to use a different voice effect on it or something, or instead of singing, trying to do a rap or spoken word. Like I said, I was thinking about doing those things, or just doing the lyrics and things like that. So me making these rules, yes, it is to kind of set a foundation and have a starting point and an end goal and all of that, but it's also not to limit myself. So I don't want to come up with too many rules, and to the point where I'm limiting my creativity. Even just putting yourself on a schedule and routine to create something, I feel like in a way is kind of limiting yourself a bit, not fully, because for someone like me who only did things as far as going with the flow, so whenever I'm feeling up to creating something, that is kind of a hindrance in itself too, because you can get so stagnant. Like if I just let myself be sick this week and I'm like, I'm just gonna not do anything this week because I don't feel good, next week I might be like, man, I still want to rest, man. That rest felt good. I've been through that before, to where I've given myself time to rest, and then the time that it was like, all right, you've got enough rest, you can get back up now. It's just like my body was like, I'm so stuck in this resting period now that I don't want to come up out of it. So all of those things I have to take into consideration for myself when I'm doing this challenge. If I want to create like some type of mission statement or something for myself for this challenge, I can do that. I won't do that on camera. I'll just do that for me on what I want this challenge to do for me on a personal level. I've already mentioned what I want to do, what I want it to do for me, like externally and stuff, and just to be able to see what I can create and the progression of that, you know, from where I started up until once March comes around, how the songs will be sounding then, and how fast or not that I'll be getting them done then. And then just to have that catalog to look back on. Like, I have songs already, but not a whole lot. I have a lot of poems already, maybe not all put out, but I have a whole lot of poems that I can just pull up out of my notes or journals and anything like that right now. As far as songs, it's like I only got a select few that I could go to right now. So by the end of March, if I'm able to complete 20 or even the 18 or whatever, that's a lot more. It's not a whole lot. It's not like 800 songs or anything like that, but 18 plus the maybe 10 or so that I already have now, it's like, okay, now I'm starting to build up a collection of music now too, which is something that I always wanted to do, but I let things hold me back, like feeling like, oh, I'm not no Beyonce or nothing. I can't sing like that, so I'll just write my lyrics. But no, I'm gonna write my lyrics. I'm gonna sing my lyrics. Maybe one day I'll write lyrics for somebody else. I don't know, but I know how to create to where it can sound good for me and it'll be good for others as well. It might not be the best sounding thing, but that progression, you're gonna be able to see the progression. Like, I don't care about nothing else. That progression is going to be able to be seen. It's not going to sound horrible. I don't sound horrible. I don't sound like a dying cat or nothing like that. And that's not the point, but it's just the progression is going to be there. Everything else I'm going to leave it internally for me, and maybe at the end of March I'll come back and have a sit down talk about the whole process and everything, what I've learned, the experience, the expansion, all of that. Okay, with all the extra thinking, there was only one other thing that I could come up with that I want to add to this list, and that is that interludes are not allowed. So interludes are not going to be accepted as a success in this 24-hour song challenge. I know in my previous 2 videos I did mention that, you know, some songs are just interludes. Some songs are about 1 minute, 30 seconds long. So it's okay if, you know, I end up with a song like that. I've changed my mind on that stance. Yes, there are interludes and things like that. But as far as this challenge goes, I don't feel like it's really a challenge if I challenge myself to just do an interlude, even if it's just 1 week out of the whole thing. So I'm scratching that. That does not count. I'm not saying that I can't do it. If I do end up doing that week, I can still put it out. I'm just not going to count that as a fail. I'm just not going to count that as a success for the challenge. It will be a fail, and it won't be added to the 20 songs or the 18 songs, whatever the amount is, which on here it's 20, but like I said, if it's just 18, that's still a success. I'm going to say no interludes. Song must be. Now, when I say that, I'm still going to allow myself to do a 2 minute, 30 second song if that's necessary. So song must be 2 minutes and 30 seconds or more. No interludes. Song must be 2:30 or longer. So I think that's going to be the final rule on here. So I have 5. And they are, the first one is to complete it December 1st through March 31st to complete 20 songs. I'll say to complete 18 to 20 songs. Let me clarify that in here because I put 20 songs or more. So I'm going to just say 18 to 20 songs or more. Number 2, you can call up a collab twice a month, but 2 songs need to be fully by myself each month. So So you only have that option to do 2 collabs. If you absolutely have to do those, this is me talking to myself when I say you. But number 3 is it can be a poem turned into a song twice a week, but needs to have lyrics from scratch twice a month as well. So if I'm using a poem to try to help me out, that's okay. I can do that twice. But 2 of the songs from that month better be lyrics from scratch. Number 4, you can use a lifeline this is where I'm able to extend the 24-hour challenge into 48 hours. I'm only able to do that 3 times. Number 5, no interludes. Song must be 2:30 or longer. I think that's a good list. Like I said, I don't think I need to add too much to it because I don't want to be limiting myself too much within this challenge. This is a creative type of challenge, so I want to leave some things open to different possibilities. I don't want to be too closed off, too boxed in, too focused on X, Y, and Z. This is how the song needs to be done, X, Y, and Z every week. I don't want it to be like that. I want it to still be free, but still kind of have some rules and regulations involved to where it's just not, the whole thing is a constant going with the flow. This is whatever happens. I'll make up my rules as it goes. Because then it's not really a challenge if I'm just constantly making up the rules as I go. I can do anything with that. It could be a fail, but I can be like, well, you know what? This is a success. I'm making up my rules as I go, so it's okay if that didn't. No. We got some rules and regulations now. And so now we about to be serious with this challenge and really have a starting point and an end goal, and we're gonna reach that end goal. Let me go get my son, y'all, because I know y'all hear him like, girl, go get your son, go get your baby.